Hello, residents, families, and guests. It's been a while since I've videoed a message, and we wanted to get these started again. So hopefully you'll find this easy enough. This will be posted on the caremerge platform. This will be our primary resident and family engagement platform that we'll be using more and more. So I'm looking forward to the future with caremerge and keeping everybody informed. These YouTube videos will not be posted on Facebook any longer. We are really turning Facebook more exclusively towards our marketing efforts as we open up more and more our community to outside guests and prospects who are hopefully moving in. And I'll give a few highlights in terms of some of the marketing activity that we've seen in the last couple of weeks. Today I want to hit on a couple of the issues surrounding our renovations. And as much as I like to talk about the positive things going on with the renovations and the excitement that we have with our new building coming to fruition, we also have to deal with some of the hiccups. And obviously the most serious is our circumstances around air conditioning. First of all, in the West Tower, and then I'll touch on the East Tower as well. But as most of you already know, we have issues in the C and D wings that are currently suffering outages with the new air conditioning units installed. The primary reason for that is our new chiller is not yet installed. So what we have in the system is water that is hotter than what is allowable with our new air conditioning units. So as hot water runs through the system and your new air conditioners are identifying the temperature on that water, then they automatically shut it down. Unfortunately, we had thought that the new chiller was going to be installed last week. As many of you know, we had the crane on site to lift the chiller up in place. However, when we were placing it on the spring platform, and it sets on springs so it reduces the vibration into the building, two of the springs broke. So we had to take the chiller back off the rooftop, set it back on the ground, and now we are fabricating new springs for that placement. That is unfortunately going to take us not a couple of weeks, but I don't expect it this week, but the following week. So a week from Friday the 4th, that chiller should be in place. So we are diligently trying to find a temporary solution to chill that looped water as it goes through the system. We know it's a problem. We have engaged with BCH and Reliance to come up with a temporary solution. They're working on it. In the interim, we know that we are augmenting many apartments with portable AC units to help keep that temperature down. I just purchased 13 more portable AC units for the building so that if previous to Saturday afternoon at 1:30 p.m. you were told that we had no other portable units, we now have 13 additional units. Those units will predominantly be in operation somewhere in the West Tower. However, we will take a few of those units and put them also in place in the East Tower. If you are experiencing AC problems on the East Tower, it is a different issue. Complicated nonetheless, will be resolved in the next couple of weeks. But as many of you know, we are replacing valves as we are reinstalling new air conditioning units into the East Tower. Every time a new valve is cut into the system, that allows air to go through the system. As much as we attempt to bleed out the system immediately upon installing those valves, there are small pockets of air that can prohibit your air conditioning units from operating. It does take an individual going up and bleeding the individual lines to your AC units. That has also been complicated by the fact that we have identified a couple of additional units that we thought were working or had been operating and are no longer operating correctly, and we will be installing new air conditioning units in those apartments hopefully by the end of this week. All things being considered, even though the West Tower and the East Tower are separate issues, I think that for the most part, we are going to be fighting these difficulties for another 2 full weeks before we can actively say that the air conditioning is working at peak proficiency in both towers. It is unfortunate. Hopefully the weather's going to work on our side this week coming up. It looks like we're going to be faced with cloudy days and with at least a 40% chance of rain for the next 7 days, unfortunately, for those of us who enjoy the sun. But it will also help keep the temperatures lower, especially on the upper floors. So hang in there. This is not what we expected as we started installing these new air conditioning units. Unfortunately, when you're putting brand new units into plumbing and piping that is 30 plus years old, it is not always operating at peak proficiency for several days and unfortunately even several weeks until we can bleed 100% of the air out of the system. And of course on the West Tower, we hope to get that chiller installed just as soon as possible. But frankly, right now we're looking at another full 9 days before the crane will come back on site to lift that chiller up and get it installed. Hang in there. We're on top of it as best as we can currently manage it. There is no easy solution to this circumstance, but if you need a portable unit, let us know. If a portable unit is not suffice enough and we need to consider other options, let us know. We will be happy to accommodate whatever is necessary to keep you reasonably cool and satisfied throughout this circumstance. And if that means temporary quarters, then so be it. We will consider that on a case-by-case basis, obviously, and see how best to handle those situations. So I appreciate your indulgence. I know as many of you's frustration has grown, you have all still been extremely reasonable in terms of this, and I know how much you are suffering. 9 minutes already? Oh, she just told me I've hit the 9-minute mark, so I got to really pick up the pace. Likewise, this little form in color form we will post on CareMerge, but it is the latest and greatest schedule of completion on all the renovations. We are moving forward at a pretty good clip. We are being also challenged by our supply chain. So as much as we had earlier expected to be 100% complete by mid-July, that has been extended a few months, primarily due to supply chain issues. So cosmetic refurbishment and renovations will probably be completed by August. Final new furnishing, delivery, and installation may go into September. But please take a look at the completion schedule. If you have any particular questions pertaining to the completion schedule, don't hesitate to ask me. You can ask me individually, or if you want to drop me a line on caremerge, I'll respond to those questions on my next video later on this coming week. eCall system. We've been slow to turn the eCall system on for a couple of reasons, but we are finalizing training on the system this week. We hope to turn it on by the end of this week coming up. We are also at the point where we are going to be surveying 100% of our residents and asking whether or not you want a bracelet, an eCall bracelet, or pendant to wear around your neck. You will have two choices. Once we complete the survey this week, then we'll make the order and get these pendants and bracelets delivered just as soon as possible. We are also installing repeaters on outside of the community, so that we'll have eCall system coverage around the entire perimeter of both the villas as well as the main campus area. So for those questions that have been asked, does my eCall pendant work outside of the building? The answer is yes. The second question is, does it work off campus? And the answer is no. It only works on our respective campus and/or villa location. Just a quick announcement pertaining to new staff. We have 2 new staff members who are about to join us or have just recently joined us. First of all, I'd like to introduce Mike Stump to the maintenance department. Mike is now the maintenance director. No, he is not replacing Charles. Charles remains our plant operations director. However, we have had an opening of the maintenance director for a few months now, and we've been happy to announce Michael's involvement. Mike has extensive working knowledge of assisted living and independent living environments from Michigan, just relocated to Florida. We're really excited to have him join the team. You'll be seeing him around with the maintenance team very quickly. And who knows, I may do a short interview of Mike on our next video. Our next announcement is pertaining to our lifestyles director. We will be introducing and having join our team later on this week, Mrs. Deanna Lanier. Deanna has an extensive background in event planning, activity planning, and that sort of thing, and we are super excited to have her involved in joining the team, especially because we have so many large events that that are being planned and are in the works. Both that will take place in the exterior of the building, and as we are able to recover new areas inside the building, she'll obviously play an integral role in getting things set up, designed, and operational from that standpoint. We'll be once again in our next video introducing Deanna and Mike to you on caremerge. Lastly, I'll just hit on a quick point. Our new security system is fastly taking place. With that new system, we're going to need to get some additional information that we have not ever collected before. So there will be a form to fill out And once again, this will be driven primarily by staff. So don't feel like you have to seek us out. We will be seeking you out individually to set up information. And basically the information will be pertaining to any vehicles that you own and currently drive. We will also be taking headshots of all of our residents. And as we collect family participation, even family headshots will be requested. They are not required. However, resident face headshots will be required for the system, so we can have facial recognition of everybody who may be walking around the campus or around our hallways and that sort of thing. So details to follow. There will be a form to be filled out with basic car registration information, license plate information, because our new gates will have license plate readers, as well as facial recognition. So look for us to begin collecting that data in the very near future so we can get it all upgraded and integrated into the security system for the community. So there was a lot of information that we just covered. I have exceeded my time limit already. Somebody's waving in the background. So I'm going to sign off, but look for these updates to once again begin on a weekly basis. Look on caremerge. You will not find them any longer on Facebook, but look for them on caremerge. And I have at least 3 pages of information ready to share with you, so I expect to get our next video out well before the end of this week. Until then, happy Memorial Day, and remember what Memorial Day is all about. And think of those loved ones, families, friends, or former associates who have given their life for the just cause of liberty and freedom for this United States of America. Signing off today. Everybody have a great day. Thank you.